All right. All right, here we are. All right, we
Hello
are now live.
again.
Yeah, back for a second night in a row of doing some Squatch talking. I'm actually a little excited, interested. I'm glad to have. We're going to be having Sam Deloach on here. He's got some stories that he learned about. He wants to share them, so I'm anxious to hear about these stories and see what he knows. Because when he told me these stories, I do believe these stories actually gave him some encouragement. Um, I know one thing that Sam mentioned to me, and I think he wants to kind of give us a little bit of history on his end about his squatching. Him getting started in squatching and some of the ups and downs that he's gone through. That like me and Nikki
Right.
were familiar with what he went through. I know he made mention to me that he wants to talk about that,
Oh, okay.
and then yeah, he wants to bring that up. He wants to talk about that, and then share some stories with us, which I'm definitely looking forward to. So, Sam, if you're already watching, we're waiting on you, buddy. You got the link. Come on in. um, yeah, a couple other things. Once we get a conversation started, or between Nikki and Pat, I may get you guys to kind of carry the show over while I try to figure out how to change the restart of my computer. That's supposed to happen within an hour. So I'm trying to see if I can stop that or put it off.
All right. So you're still trying to do that, Daniel? You haven't figured that out yet?
Yeah. I figured out where to go to find it. It's just
okay.
I didn't want to do that and try to talk at the same time.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
All right, let me see what's.
Just keep an eye out for Sam, of course.
Yeah.
In the backstage area.
Did you share to a lot of places?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't get to share this too much myself. Actually, it's only in the ECBRO page.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't get home till.
Now.
Yeah, I just got home just before 8:30. It was low. Sometime after 8 o'clock, I got home. So here's Sam. Sam's popping up on us now. And here he is. Sam, welcome aboard, man.
Hey guys, what's up?
Good to see you.
All right.
Good to see you guys.
Absolutely. Glad that you were able to make it on. I know you were looking forward to this. I was definitely looking forward to having you on here. It's good to have you back, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, Sam, because I was just chatting with the other two here. I got to work on something on my end. I got to try to fix something on my computer. So between Nikki and Pat, I'll let them kind of run this for a little bit till I get to what I got to do, figure it out. But I will be listening. What I'm going to be doing, you won't see my face on here, but I'll still be able to hear you guys and everything. Now, if you don't mind, I was curious if you could, if we could put the attention on you, because I was just telling them, you shared a couple things with me that you would definitely like to share with us tonight. I was wondering if you could share with us, but basically what got you started in squatching, the ups and downs you endured, with what you mentioned to me that you said you would like to make mention of. So if you want to, I'll let you have the floor right now, and then, like I said, Nikki and Pat, I'm sure they won't mind filling in, throwing some questions out there if there's any questions for you. But keep in mind, I will be listening, but I'm gonna. You'll see my face go off here, but I'll still be hearing. So yeah, how about it, Sam?
Thank you, Daniel Benoit. I appreciate that. Yeah. So my name is
absolutely.
Sam. Thank you. Yeah. My name is Sam Deloach, and I've been in the field, the research of Bigfoot now for, I'd say, about 6 years. And what got me interested in the subject was the episode of Finding Bigfoot that happened on High Knob, Virginia. So I'm fortunate enough to know quite a few landowners up there, and was able to start my research per se up there. So yeah, that's what got me started, was the actual Finding Bigfoot show. Now, of course, like a lot of us, I watched, Leonard Nimoy growing up with Dad. I don't quite remember the shows, but I remember watching that type of stuff with him. But like I said, what got me interested was the show. So we started going out. I started getting a group together, and we started going out. And I'll be honest, we didn't have much going on, and we weren't going to fabricate evidence just to gain views, hits per se on YouTube, Facebook. No, I wanted to go out and find the truth, and if there was nothing going on, there was nothing going on. So one of the times that I actually had something happen to me was in Harlan, Kentucky, with Michael Cook, and I can say for sure something yelled at us 2 times, and wasn't a coyote, wasn't a bear, wasn't anything, wasn't a fox. It sounded like a person. It sounded like a Indian yelling. Now I've heard that same yell over on High Knob 2 times, 2 other times, and to me it sounds like an Indian yelling, and it'll just go right through your body. Wasn't any whoops or anything like that, just some yells. So yeah, that was back in 2015, 2016, and then I had an unfortunate thing happen to me where I was hoaxed, and that was a hard time, but I got over it, explained myself to the community of what had happened. It was done to me, but I learned from it. I did. I learned a lot from it. And during this time also as well, I was also teamed up with a guy named Bill Lancaster, who's still in the Bigfoot community and has a few documentaries out. I did a lot with him. He did a lot of filming, and we had a good little YouTube series that we had. It was 10 episodes. It was really good. But when I got hoaxed, that's kind of when my heart fell out of it. And now I'm slowly starting to get back into it after a couple years. And, some of the stories I heard, listen, I heard a couple stories this week. I heard a couple of stories this week where I work that just blew me away. And I never hear any cryptid stories at work, but the 2 that were told to me, I actually believe pretty well. So that's what gets me back into it. I've had people lie to me about their sightings and whatnot, but then you've got others that are like a deacon of a church in the community that's well known. I don't think that man would lie about his sighting. That type of thing is what keeps me going. I've never seen one. I think I've heard them on, like I said, 3 separate occasions. Never smelt anything. I've never found any teepee structures in the woods. Now, granted, my research area is on High Knob, Virginia, which is in the southwest part of Virginia. But I've never come across a lot of these things that some of these researchers out there come across on a daily basis. That's not happened to me. Nikki knows me pretty well, knows I'm very skeptical about it. I'm the type that we need hard evidence. That's what it's going to take to prove it to science and the public. Just some stories, Pat, it's not going to work. So that's me in a nutshell.
Well, let's start at the beginning. One thing I'm curious about is that the TV show Finding Bigfoot actually got you interested and brought you into the Bigfoot world, huh?
Yes. So let me expand on that a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the gentlemen that was in the episode of Virginia is for Bigfoot Lovers, I think it's the name of it. David Wells is his name, and he had a sighting in '95. He's deacon of the church of Norton, Virginia, at a big church over there. this was the third time that this man had been back to this area. And I was fortunate enough to meet up with him and him take me down to where he took Cliff and Bobo and the film crew. Now, also, the film crew stayed up on what was called Camp Rock. Well, Cliff actually has a video cut of his film crew actually having rocks thrown against their production trailer and whatnot. Yeah, he made a video on that. But that's what got me started, Pat.
Yeah. No, I think that's interesting. Just because we last night we sort of touched on the entertainment side of Bigfoot, and of course, Finding Bigfoot's the most successful TV show. I think Bigfoot related outside the Bigfoot world, you know. So, so it was a show I think that was somewhat responsible for kind of growing the Bigfoot community, if you will, and just to hear that that's kind of how you got pulled into all this is sort of validation for that to me. But yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it. The show, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people think the same way I do, not Finding Bigfoot, but it was that particular guy, and you know, him being a deacon of a church. I mean, you know, I just don't think that man would lie to me, and yeah. So I mean, that's what got me started, and I found great. Let me tell you, look, one of the best things about the Bigfoot community, one of the best and worst things about the Bigfoot community is you can find really good friends. And in 2016, was it, Daniel? 2017, we went to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference.
Yep.
And that was
2017.
Man, that was great. I mean, I got to see meet all of these people that, you know, that we talk to all the time. And it was just great, all of us getting together. And I mean, hell, Daniel had a cookout over at his place. It was just we had a great time, and unfortunately, the whole hoaxing thing got me away from the community, and I never in a million years thought that I would have been hoaxed the way that I was, and so it kind of got me out of it. But you know, I do have a passion for it, a passion for the truth, let's say, because there are plenty of people out there that will stretch it every day.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we need that hard evidence. We need, and I think we're real close to it with this eDNA, the environmental DNA, this the drone the drone stuff you do. I think that's on breaking, right? You know, it's got to be there. You know.
Yeah, and Pat's a really, really good drone pilot. I've seen his footage. And it's very, very professional. It's definitely professional. So,
yeah. And see, I was fortunate to spend that time with Bill Lancaster, and Bill's a commercial, you know, whatever. He's a professional drone pilot too, and I mean, it's a unique advantage of research in a way. You know, it's just another tool to add to the belt. You know, but whenever I go out, I just go out with, you know, with the phone, and just, I don't really look for Bigfoot. I just kind of enjoy nature. And if something happens, it just happens. Now, the time that I was with Michael Cook, we were enticing something to happen. But the two other times, I mean, it just happened. We just heard it. And it definitely wasn't a bear. It wasn't a deer. And then this year, too, I had a video of those tracks we found. Now, that was very interesting because, I mean, we were in the middle of nowhere. I mean, absolutely nobody would go to this place that me and the wife were at, in this spot, this particular creek. And when I even videoed those prints. So I won't, if it's questionable, I won't even think about it. I just won't even video it, take a picture of it. But these were definite prints, weren't they, Daniel?
Yeah, I was just about to speak up and say something. I don't know if Nikki's seen them, But from what I saw, I mean, well, keep in mind, I wasn't there with you, but through the footage, the pictures and stuff too, I personally find them very impressive. I mean,
Oh
and you
yeah.
mentioned you were well off the beaten path at that point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
We
I mean,
weren't.
that was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
interesting for sure.
Yeah. It was very, very interesting. I mean, my heart actually started racing pretty good because I knew that it wasn't bear tracks at all.
Oh
And
no, no.
yeah, it definitely wasn't. It looked like it was two sets smaller. That's what
Yep.
got me is they weren't your classic big tracks. These were kind of two smaller ones.
Yes.
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah,
That's
they definitely appear to be, your average Sasquatch humanoid looking footprints. They were not by no means. If they were bear, trust. I mean, because a lot of your average spot, your 100 to 200 pound black bears, they have small feet and paws. But those were no bear tracks. I would have known if those
Mm-mm,
were bear tracks. And the other thing is
mm-mm.
too, people throw out there, well, if they were bear tracks, wouldn't you see claws? No, that's not always the case. A lot of people have that
No.
concept. Same thing with mountain lion tracks. You're not always going to see claws in those tracks. It all depends on the
Mm.
terrain. But yeah, those are clearly humanoid tracks, not bear tracks. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah. They were clear, definitely.
When was this again?
Oh, this was back in March or April when the
Yeah.
COVID-19 had started. I
That just
had
started. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we went to the cabin, and we just went out exploring. Is basically what we were doing. The the trees weren't bloomed or anything, so we had a good sight. I mean, it was just great, and it was very interesting. I can say that.
Hmm. I think I remember seeing it was a video, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sure was.
I think I
Sure
do.
was.
I'll have to go back and look again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Sam and his wife. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we would
Sam
just
and Pat, you guys have. I was going to say Sam and Pat, you guys have something in common. Your ladies have the same name. Whoop, whoop. We got two Kims.
two Kims. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Sam, where can people look at that video if they want? Are you still posting it on your YouTube?
Yeah, it's on there. It's I believe it's under Solo Squatcher.
Solo Squatcher, because somebody
Yeah,
asked. I don't
that's
know.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's
Yeah, 'cause
my
who-
channel is
yeah.
not big at all.
Yeah, I forget who asked. I saw that question on here too. Somebody asked
Yeah.
about that.
Somebody asked where they could find you.
Oh, that was Karen on YouTube asked, "Does Sam have a YouTube channel?" Yeah. So, okay, cool.
And
Of course,
I
Donald.
need to say something. I need to say
Yeah.
something about
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
YouTube channel. Now there are videos on that YouTube channel that are parody videos.
Oh.
Okay, so you should be able. Yeah, you should be able to decipher between my parody videos and the real ones.
Well, I would hope that would be obvious. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, really.
I mean, usually parody is pretty obvious. So I'm just going to take your word that it's actual parody, and any intelligent, reasonable person can distinguish the two. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question.
Maybe you should put. All right.
Are you guys watching any of the? This is I think it's left field. Les Stroud and his new Bigfoot stuff he's doing right now.
New stuff?
Yep.
I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't seen any new Bigfoot stuff. Now, would that be on his YouTube channel?
Yeah, he just okay. So the first episode that he's come out with, and it's free, is on just Les Stroud, but it's Bigfoot in Oregon,
Oh,
and it's
I
very
didn't know that was out yet. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, very interesting.
I have not.
I
And
love Les Stroud.
I subscribed to Les, and he seemed. I thought he consolidated all his stuff now on just one YouTube channel, but yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, what it is, hold on. Well, let me pull it up. I read it briefly when I looked it up. Let me turn the volume down here. Survivor Man Bigfoot, Portland, Oregon. It's called Never, it's a never be, it's not new, but it's never been released. It's a never before seen episode.
Okay,
Oh.
then
Yeah, it's
pop up in my feed,
Yeah.
actually. I do remember seeing that pop up. But he said Portland, Oregon, and I was like, huh? Portland, Oregon? Like, and with everything that's going on in Portland now.
Well, on the YouTube channel, that's what it states right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if it's actually old because of you just have to watch it, but it's very interesting how he kind of goes down not really a scientific avenue. You just have to watch it. It's very interesting coming from him. I think it is.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I wish I would. Now I wish I would have watched
YouTube.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, the information, the details under the video, if you look under the description, it goes on to say, well, first of all, this was premiered on September 4th of 2020. And it says, by popular request, here is the last film I produced on the subject. It was not part of the TV series. I went to a secret location just outside of Portland, Oregon, with my friend and filmmaker Devin Mason. Yeah.
Huh.
So interesting.
Check that out, and it sounds like from what Sam said about it and what people are saying about it in the comments, that it sounds like it goes down a little bit of a paranormal hole, somewhat direction.
Yeah, very interesting. It's different.
That's weird because I'll tell you, I'll be honest. Like, I love Les Stroud. He's an awesome dude. And years ago, me and my buddy Ernie had a conversation about him because Ernie told me about Les saying on a blog somewhere way before Survivor Band Bigfoot ever came out that he was like, he had this weird experience in Alaska. And so this was before anybody in the Bigfoot world knew about Les Stroud having anything to do with Bigfoot. And of course, Les had Survivor Man, which is one of the most successful shows on Discovery. And I was like, man, that's the guy. If anybody can get out there and hunker down and, try and trick one of these things into being photographed or whatever, Les Stroud is the guy. And I was so actually disappointed when all that came to, my prediction came to fruition. I was like, oh my God, he's going to do it. And he, it turns out he's not the guy, and then on top of it, when he did his interview with Wes Germer to go into the mind speak stuff, and then I was really disappointed. At that point, I didn't know what to make of Les Stroud having anything to do with Bigfoot anymore. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But then again, I don't know what the hell a Bigfoot is. So, I'm not going to say that Les is full of crap, but I was just really disappointed. Is my opinion of the whole kind of Les Stroud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people give him crap about that. Yeah. I don't care about that. I don't care that he went out with Todd. That doesn't bother me at all. I have no bad opinion of that. I was just disappointed in the whole thing because when I realized that Les Stroud had a Bigfoot encounter before anyone else knew, I was like, oh man, he's the guy, and it just like it never came to fruition. Like in my head, I envisioned it would.
Well, he's out there all the time. You know, you expect with him being out there by himself so much that, you know, something was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe he even knows more, you know.
Yeah.
But
well, the scariest thing that ever happened to Les Stroud is that he got chased by a male moose through the woods for about 5 or 6 miles that wanted to kill him. You know, moose are very, very temperamental, and especially during like a rut or whatever. But
oh yeah,
yeah. So like nothing Bigfoot related is like even comes close. He'll always tell that story about the moose is like that's the worst dangerous thing that ever happened to him in the woods.
Absolutely, and I think Les was doing what a good researcher does into it. You know, he wasn't going to just take the man's word for it. He wanted to go investigate the area for himself. If there's Bigfoots here, if these do exist here, you know, Les Stroud, you know, I like how he takes the approach on Bigfoot. So we know he's not going to just, yep, that was Bigfoot out there making that noise. That, you know, because like we mentioned, we brought it up not long ago. One of the famous phrases, I love it, and I share it myself, is that Les Stroud says, you know, don't fall prey to deception, you know, and I'll probably repeat that a million times, you know. So, but yeah, he's not gullible, but he would, he'll definitely research something to find the truth. So
yeah, and he, you know, he went out there even with the stuff he did with Todd, and he knew that Todd, even at the time, was controversial. You know, there was one point in his filmmaking in that whole experience where he separated himself from Todd,
right?
And he went and soloed in that area, but didn't tell Todd where he was going to be. So he went out of his way to make sure that like Todd wasn't, you know, running around in a monkey suit or whatever, you know.
Yeah, this comment by Maeve O'Brien. I don't know if they heard something that as far as I know, no one said nothing to put Les down.
No,
I think that's what I want to make clear.
I
know. I didn't think so.
We were actually, but everybody has their own opinion at the same time, you know, and that's what this is all about. Is that we can each believe in different aspects of what Bigfoot brings to the table. You know, how they come to us is everybody's individual thing. So, but that's what we're not about bashing him. We love Les Stroud. I watch and everything pretty much, you know, but no, I think you just took it a little the wrong way, you know. A lot of us don't believe in the woo side of Bigfoot on this channel, but I have come a long way, and I believe in some stuff that I never believed in from the onset when I first started 10 years ago. You know, so I can change, anybody can change, and anybody can be open-minded, but at the same time, there's no proof either way.
Right.
So we're just talking. We're just talking about stuff.
I think I need to clarify, because I said I think maybe what he's referring to is that I was like when Les Stroud did his interview with Wes Germer, he brought up the mind speak, and I was like, it just kind of made me go, oh man, I was disappointed in that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not being closed-minded. That was just more of a personal connection to Les Stroud I had that kind of got like deflated for me. I'm open-minded to, you know, the fact that there may be mind speak. I've seen no evidence for it, only anecdotal accounts. But I'm open-minded to the possibility that something could be, you know, a phenomenon that we don't understand could be going on there. So the last thing I want anybody watching this stream right now to think is that that I'm being closed-minded. I'm not, I assure you.
Yeah, I don't think they were insinuating, but it's just the way I read that comment. I just felt that it was good to clarify and make sure our viewers are not misunderstanding anything, because we all respect Les Stroud, and we really appreciate his approach. So that's all. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
And the Bigfoot, the Survivor Man Bigfoot, that whole series of episodes outperformed in ratings any other season of Survivor Man. That was his highest rated season was and it was great. He did a great job. He's a great filmmaker.
Yeah.
So and I appreciate that. I was in the entertainment industry for 20 plus years. So like I could say that as a professional. Like he's a fantastic filmmaker. And I love the guy. I'd hang out with him. I'd go out in the woods with him,
Right.
Absolutely. So, Sam, I know this has kind of brought you back into the light of things as far as, gathering these stories that were unexpected to you, and I could imagine, it's exciting to get that kind of information when people are willing to speak, and it gives that drive back into you. It pumps you up. I know I get that feeling when people share information to me. So, so do you have it in your mind, or like when you get the time, you're probably ready to get back out there again, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I've got a week's vacation getting ready to come up, and I like going out in the woods at kind of at the end of October. Let me tell you guys something that happened this past week. I've already told Daniel about it. I'm gonna tell him the two stories that I was told this week. Very interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell him the second one.
I'm gonna be listening
first. Okay. So
I'll be listening. I'm just kidding.
Okay. So I had one of our painters came in and was getting some stuff, and I asked him where he was working, and he said, "Yeah, I'm working in Appalachia, Virginia." And Appalachia, Virginia is kind of in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. So I was asking him exactly how he was getting up there, because I kind of wanted to know what his route was. And he proceeded to tell me, and this kind of blew my mind, actually. This is a well-credited man within our business. So he says that he saw a dead cryptid on the side of the road. He believes he saw a dead cryptid. So I was like, what do you mean, like, dead cryptid? And he's like, well, it wasn't a deer. And he's like, it wasn't a bear. And he said it wasn't a Bigfoot. And, I mean, this is what he's saying to me. I said, what do you think it was? And he said, well, it was huge, first off. He said, and the color was like multicolor. And he said, I didn't see a tail, and the way it was laying, I couldn't see its head. But it looked like it had big dog legs. That's what he said, like hind dog legs. And he said, and I kept going down through there. And he said, I should have turned around and went back. He said, but I was kind of late. He said, but I didn't stop. And he said, of course, on the way home, he said it wasn't there. He said it was completely gone. Which I thought was weird, because I'm not a quote unquote dog man type believer at all. I'm stretching it with the Bigfoot thing. So so I thought that was kind of weird. Then a couple days before that, this gentleman came in, and we were talking about this area called Lost Cove. Lost Cove was a mining town that was on the border between North Carolina and Tennessee. And it was a privately owned town. Had probably 11 houses in it. Well, anyways, it's abandoned. It's been abandoned for over 100 years. And this guy was telling me that him and his buddies in 1984 went camping there, and it was abandoned in '84. And he said, so we got up there. He said, and I had a hammock, and my two buddies had a tent. And he said, I tied up my hammock, and it started kind of lightly raining, and I helped the guys get their tent up. And he said, I decided to go ahead and put this tarp up I had. So I put up this big 12 by 12 tarp I had. He said it kind of started raining harder. And then they laid down, and he said about 10 minutes into laying down, they started hearing pow, pow, just over and over, pow, just like a heavy hit against a metal roof. So they had figured it out that it was something hitting one of the houses. So they narrowed it down to which house it was. Well, this particular house had the roof, the back of the roof actually went into the land. And so they devised a plan to go down there with flashlights and kind of surround it, and then all turn the flashlights on at the same time and see what it was. So they started walking down there, and as they were walking down there, it stopped. As right when they were getting to the house, and they still did with their plan and shined the flashlights. Nothing there. They went around back, no footprints, nothing. And he said by this time the rain had really started picking up. He said, so we searched around for maybe 10 minutes. They went back to the camp, and his hammock was untied. The tarp was untied and taken down, and the tent was flattened out. So he said that freaked him out. And, of course, they couldn't sleep that night. And they started to leave that morning. And as they were walking out, they had to go through this apple orchard. And they said they got down to where the apple orchard started, and they kind of looked off in the distance. And the way that he described it to me was like a Coca-Cola machine at nighttime with the glow. And he said it was at the end of the apple orchard, and it turned, looked at us, turned again, and went hauling off down in the woods, breaking all kinds of everything. And he said they completely ran the other way. So I thought that was interesting, because I never hear stories like this where I work.
Well, I'm curious, what prompted these two people to even tell you those stories?
Because I asked him, we were talking about Lost Cove, and he lives over in what's called Irwin, Tennessee, and it's kind of at the base of some of the mountains over there in Tennessee as you go into North Carolina. And I said, have you ever seen anything or heard anything, ever since you lived over there? No, nothing really. I said, oh, that's too bad. And I started to walk to the back to get some paint for him. And he's like, I got something to tell you when you come back up here. And I was like, all right, cool. And it was on. And then the other guy, I mean, he had no idea that I was into Bigfoot or anything. He just thought it was weird what he saw on the side of the road, which happened to just be what he thought was a cryptid. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very interesting, because I was telling Daniel the other day, nobody ever, when I ask them, hey, you ever seen or heard anything? No, maybe a bear, maybe a mountain lion, because mountain lions are around here. And I don't know about where you live down there, Pat. I've been to Helen, Georgia. I'd like to do some research in Tallulah Gorge. I think that'd be nice. That area, it looks very promising up through there.
Oh yeah. Wow. So the hot spot is more near Helen than
Helen, Georgia.
Yeah. So, but Tallulah Gorge is worth seeing, because it's the largest canyon east of the Mississippi. And it's very impressive. And I've flown my drone there a couple of times, and I have some amazing footage of the gorge. And there is some areas, I'm sure there's some areas around there. I'm familiar with camping primitive spots near the Tallulah River that probably pretty squatchy. Although I've never really been up there, and never, they're kind of hard to get to. But I'm sure they're squatchy. It's the right area. But yeah, definitely, it is around the Helen area where the vast majority of activity happens in North Georgia. That's where I'll be flying the thermal drone, is around that area. in the wintertime, things like that. So yeah, I encourage you to come down. I'm guessing you live in East Tennessee somewhere?
Yeah, but I've got my brother and sister live in Snellville.
Okay.
Snellville, Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been to Helen a couple times. We went tubing there. That was a lot of fun.
Right.
And then the German eating, that was really cool. That's what we did the other time. So yeah, I love Helen, Georgia. I think it's I think it's just a phenomenal area.
Yeah, it's the area around Helen, of course. It's not,
Right. Yeah.
Nobody, you won't see one. You won't see a Sasquatch strolling through through Helen proper, let's say.
Right.
But I do know all the areas around Helen where, you're likely to see one, or not likely to see one. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say that. Where they could be around, and that's
right.
where I've had my two experiences is in that area. So.
Do you think that, being that we live in some old mountains, do you think they possibly might migrate, during the seasons, maybe come to the south a little bit, or you think they just kind of, maybe hunker down in caves? I've always wondered that, in the wintertime.
I mean, when you look at the totality of the Appalachian chain, right? I mean, it goes, the AT goes from Georgia to Maine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a giant green belt, I mean, we have a human trail that goes that entire span, so, I mean, I don't know how advantageous it is for them to go from, the North Carolina, the high mountains of North Carolina into the lower mountains of Georgia. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a lot of, like, in the North Georgia mountains, there aren't really caves.
Right.
So there's certainly not enough caves to support Sasquatch troops or whatever, but they're around. So that kind of tells me that they don't rely on caves all that much.
Interesting.
Because caves are a kind of a unique, geological, thing that exists in certain areas. They aren't just everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
And there's certainly not a lot of them here, if any, really, that I know of. But they're definitely around up here. So
yeah, it just seems like the in the past the activity really slowed down. I think Daniel kind of vouched for me on that one. We're pretty close to one another. It just seems like everything kind of stops around the beginning of November and then really doesn't pick back up till March or April. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, both my encounters happened in the about mid-fall, the October-November range.
Yeah.
So so that makes me hopeful that that they're around. They're going to be around in that area in the winter. That they don't. I can't. Well, see where I'm at in North Georgia. There's no place for them to duck any further south.
Right.
They'll end up in smack dab in the middle of 8 million people, real quick. Just within like 30 miles. Yeah. If they go south, they're going to hit Atlanta, Georgia suburbs. So yeah, they can't duck out to the south from here. And why would they duck to the north in the winter? Right. All that it's all the same. It's all the same mountain range. It's just the Appalachian Mountains. It's just higher elevations, which is just colder. So I don't know. was okay. Can I bring something up real quick?
Yep.
Please do.
Do we have a controversial viewer that we want to like discuss?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, you saw the comments, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They're gone already.
Are you familiar with that person, Pat?
Of course.
The name that you mentioned?
Oh yeah, he lives in Georgia.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam, I don't know if you're Sam probably doesn't see the private chat between us because if he's on his phone. But I won't mention the name, but I'll give you. Nikki was just to let me know that Mr. RD was
possibly watching for a short.
I can't hear anybody.
I don't know
Uh-oh. Sam can't hear us.
I'll say this.
Sam, could you hear me?
Something happened. I don't know.
Well, hold on. He muted himself. He's mute right now. Sam, you can't hear us right now?
Well, oh no, there he goes. I'll say this about the controversial.
All right, he'll probably jump back in.
Yeah, it's like, hey, dude, if you manage to bring one in, good for you. Like, if you're the guy that brings one in, fine, all is forgiven. I mean, probably not going to happen.
All right, here's Sam again.
Sorry.
All right, Sam, can you hear us now?
Yeah, we have a controversial viewer.
We did.
The man with the fake Bigfoot from the past. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Sam? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Nikki made mention to me that he was watching. So, I mean, I have no problem if he wants to watch. He can watch all he wants.
Free country.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, I think according to what some of the people giving us feedback on here the last couple of days, last couple of podcasts, I think we're becoming the number one podcast. No, I'm just let me stop. I don't like to brag like it. Nah.
I don't think so.
I don't care if we have it. I don't care if we had a steady 2 people every week.
Yeah.
If we had a steady of 2 to 5 people every week, that's all. It's whatever. But so, one other thing I want to make mention of. Nikki said there wasn't. I don't have much of a delay on my end tonight, or nothing that she notices.
A little
bit.
Yeah, it's better.
Oh, okay. Well, I was messing around with my audio on my laptop last night after we got off. I was trying to go into my settings on my audio and trying to test things out, but I don't know if I was getting anywhere. So, and when she told me that, I was like, okay, maybe I did something. Maybe something on my settings wasn't properly set up right.
I think it's a lot better than it was.
But
it's still there though, for sure.
Yeah.
See how fast he can respond.
It's a little faster.
Yeah.
But
I'm responding right now. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. As long as you're like when you
look at that. I'm cutting you off right now, Pat. See, I'm talking over top of you. I got it.
I was just gonna say, as long as you
don't talk, Pat. I got you.
Oh, it's fixed.
I got the power. Where's my He-Man sword?
Oh man!
Oh, that's Thundercats.
Well, last night, Sam,
He-Man, Thundercats, I love them all.
Pat cutting off Daniel all night long because of Daniel's delay, but now it's fixed.
It's not. It's not.
And I got to remember, I have the power to mute him too if I have to. It's all good. All right.
That's funny.
Let me read some of these comments here. Bodfish Blues says forests are closed, so I can't get to my spot. Danny Southern Sierra, Danny Southern Sierra, we're on fire. Yeah, they're out there in the fires. I know a lot of people suffering from all those fires out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Sad.
I heard Washington or Oregon got some rain today.
Good.
Hold on. Suzanne's asking an interesting question here. If I read it briefly, I would like to know, to any of you who have heard them or had encounters, felt or thought about right before it happened. Go back in your mind. Did you get a feeling first? That's an interesting question. I think that's a very fair, honest question.
Nope, not at all.
I almost want to say that kind of relates to kind of getting that fear, that sense of fear, like you feel like you're being watched. I know I've been in that situation before, but never experienced nothing before any encounter. But
no,
I've heard of other people. Yeah, I've heard it mentioned that others have had some kind of feeling.
Like for me, it was two completely different encounters. But the first time it happened, there was zero fear. Me and my buddy Ernie were just hanging out talking about Ted Nugent and music around the campfire, like recreational, just having fun. And out of nowhere comes this banshee scream at us from, maybe 40 yards away. And and that ended up frightening me a little bit, not enough to leave. And then the encounter I had several years later after that with the wood knocks, there was all kinds of signs of BS coming my way that I sort of ignored. And then I foolishly was joking around and banged on a tree with just the right piece of like firewood, it made a perfect knock. And then as soon as I got in my tent, man, here comes the knocks right back at me. I couldn't believe it was happening. I was like, so nothing, no kind of premonition of, things are about to be weird or I feel strange or scared. They're just out there doing their thing. That was it. And then all a little bit of fear happened afterwards. For me, at least.
And Daniel?
He ain't scared of him.
Hold on one second.
Daniel is definitely not.
Sorry, somebody was trying to send me something to watch. No. Who are you going to call? Bigfoot Busters.
Squatch Busters.
Yeah, Squatch Busters. All right. Suzanne's asking, like, what BS signs?
It was weird. I remember the first thing that made me scratch my head was I took the very first supplies. I had to cross a creek to get to the campsite. And I took the very first supplies, and when I got just about to the campsite, about 15 yards out from the campsite, there was a huge bed down area in the ferns that were there. Clearly bed down. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you it was big enough to fit, I don't know, a dozen deer, and that's not something that happens up there. You're lucky to get, like, we don't ever see deer up there, ever. Like, I see more deer off my back porch in Gainesville, Georgia than I ever have seen up there in the mountains. And so for a dozen deer to be bed down, and I was like, what? It just made no sense. And then later on the day, I heard chimp, like what I call chimp chatter, coming from the opposite side of the campsite that I was at. and it was confirmed by someone else, and it could have been a barred owl, but it sounded like chimp chatter to me. Or I even said, when I kind of recorded it, like later on, I wanted to keep it fresh in my head, and I put it to words, on a audio note. I called it a retarded owl. So things like that. Yeah, just things like that. It happened all day long, and to be culminate at the end of the night, I was being goofy and made a huge mistake that I'll never do again, and banged on a tree. And as soon as I got in my tent, the banging started, but right back.
Did it last a long time?
Half an hour, which I've never heard anybody say.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I fell asleep to it. I finally fell asleep. I was exhausted. I've been drinking quite a bit because it was a beautiful October day. It was my first trip out in the woods that season, because I can't fall through winter. I don't camp in the summer. And so like I got too drunk and I was having fun, and eventually I was exhausted, because camping will like take it out of you, especially your first trip out in the season, and I've been working all week. And I actually fell asleep to the sounds of wood knocks. I finally just said, hey, if something comes charging up to this tent, I'm just going to shoot it. That's it,
How many of there were you?
2 of us.
Just 2?
Yeah. So confirmed it happened, And yeah, I mean, it was, I'll say this, I had a very primal reaction when it first started happening. When it first started, when the wood knocks happened, I was like, oh my God, this is not actually happening. I was in disbelief. I was like, oh my God, this is a thing, like this really is a thing. I've heard people talk about wood knocks. And after about the 3rd one, man, I got out of the tent. I just had a weird primal reaction. Like I didn't take my gun with me. I didn't take a light. I was just being like a human being, like a 10,000-year-old ancestor, man. And did what I had to do to tell this thing to stay away from my area, and got back in the tent and heard some more wood knocks, and finally just passed out. Like I said, I was tired of the whole situation. I just wanted to go to sleep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we lost Stam there for a second. Yeah, he dropped off. Yeah, he might have I don't know, but he does pretty good when he's on here. So, see, I'm trying to watch, see if he pops back up.
And that's,
let's see.
And that's kind of where I come from.
Oh, hold on. He just met her.
Like, whenever I talk about them.
Yeah. He's just saying, he says, I keep losing you guys. I'm just going to watch. So he's off of here for the night.
All right.
So, okay.
Well, let's invite Kelly.
Yeah, he said that was a ton of fun. He said, I got to figure out why I keep losing connection. He said he has good internet, so I don't know what it is. He said Pat is a neat guy. I like him. So.
Well, thanks, man.
Well,
thanks,
I guess that makes one of us. That's right. All right, you finally got a fan pack. No, Sam says tell them both. Thank you. So, yeah. Cool beans.
Later.
Later,
Sam.
Hey, Jay Reed.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Sam. We appreciate it. You're welcome back again, of course. I'm sure we'll do a round table one night with like 6 or 7 people.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and send Kelly an invite.
My sister says 2 fans. You have 2 fans.
Yeah, do it.
All right. I just sent Kelly the link. So Kelly, I just sent you the link. For you to come on. Wait, you're gonna send a few? Is that what you said?
What?
I'm gonna send like 20. It's a sit-in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, let's have a sit-in. Come on, it'll be fun. Let's post it in chat.
Well, we could only have up to 10 people on here right now.
So my God!
We have room for 7 more.
Yeah, well, we can pick and choose who comes in.
If you put Susie in here, she'll go woo on you. She'll be fun to talk to.
It'd be fun to pick with, though.
Yeah.
I don't want her cussing me out if I start picking on her.
There's Sam. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Sam. We appreciate it. Good to meet you. Cool stuff. And
Sam should be on our political show.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm down. And Sam, let me know. Next time you come down to Georgia, man, I will show you. I'll show you a lot of really good primitive spots around the Helen area. They're great camping spots, really. So again, it's the kind of thing. There's such good camping spots that it's like you don't even want Sasquatch to come around and ruin your night, with harassment, because you're just trying to hang out with your friends, BRB, guys.
All right. I got the link sent to Susan and Kelly. So
my sister's going.
No, that's the first time.
Makeup on.
Now that's the first time I ever sent her a message, so she may have to go into her message request, just in case she may not see it on her regular message because I never messaged her before. So yeah.
She says it's not woo-woo, it's true.
Cool. What's up? Hey, there's Kelly.
What's happening?
How you doing?
I'm good. I made you some peach brandy, and I finally got it ready to drink, and it's good. It's really nice, and
drink up.
And I was listening to Nazareth, heard it all. One. Now you're messing with a. You're messing with a. I'm rocking, man. So you guys.
There she is.
Kelly.
All right.
Bring it in.
Had my makeup on.
You did?
You guys
My bad. My bad.
It's not woo-woo, it's true. No, but I respect everybody else's opinion. I have mine. I have yours. It's good.
Well, I got something to add on to that. You said it's not woo-woo, it's true. I just call it cuckoo. Sorry, I was just trying to make a rhyme. I don't know. I was trying to keep that going. Oh Lord. Me oh my. So, all right, we got like 50 people on here. So, what are we going to talk about now?
Okay, give us some topics, folks. Anything goes. Bigfoot, cryptid.
the reason I was asking you if you guys felt anything before you heard it was maybe they were trying to like telepathically warn you. But you guys said you didn't feel anything or hear anything, so.
No, that's okay. I don't let them get into my head.
He's blocked like me.
Yeah, but everybody has unconscious mind.
True. Trust me, I've what I call spidey senses, like you see in the movie, you know. But I don't let them get in my head. That's why I would never bring a Bigfoot memento home in my house because of the sort of where you're going, like sort of what you're talking about, you know. It's like
you don't want to manifest it.
I don't know what these things are, so there could be something supernatural about them. I don't know. I'm not going to take the chance of bringing Bigfoot memento into my home, and now it exists in my home where it can get in my head. So I know how that stuff works. You know, I know how the paranormal, supernatural lines work, and there's something to that.
I can explain it. It's a frequency. If you don't vibe on that frequency, then it will not affect you. So
right. I agree.
That's exactly what you're saying.
I don't invite it into my life.
Yeah, like I don't vibe on that frequency. So you don't vibe on that frequency, so you don't want it to mix. You won't manifest it. It won't come your way if you don't give it any energy.
Exactly. 100%.
Have you ever been hypnotized? Has anybody here ever had hypnotherapy?
I've been hypnotized.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Did it help you?
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to get some more done soon, I hope. Yeah.
Cool.
Several reasons, and
my sister's currently in school for that, so she's learning all that.
Yeah, I haven't had hypnotherapy. I was actually hypnotized on stage at a comedy club.
Oh, okay.
And
that's different.
And it worked?
It was not different. It 100% worked, man.
What'd you do? Did you do the chicken?
Yeah, like that, yeah.
I'm gonna do that to my husband.
It was one of the craziest experiences of my life, man. It was bizarre beyond belief, man. It was like I can't explain it. I mean, it's just unless you've been, I mean, it's sort of like being high, you know, like being like under the influence of even like marijuana or something. And
yes.
But it is a bizarre experience, and to validate that, I went to a show in Las Vegas and watched my buddies get hypnotized on stage once. And I was so susceptible to it. And because I had done it before, like 10 years before, as he was hypnotizing people on stage, I started to go under in the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I started to put myself under when because I'm just barely new at it. So I started to put myself under as I'm learning. But yeah, that's for entertainment purposes. But like, it can really help people like get through pain. It could help people have childbirth without drugs. It could help people with PTSD, addiction.
You're right.
You're real. Right. The power of the mind, people. The power of the mind. You can cure anything with the power of the mind.
I believe that. I'm a big believer in that. I'm getting ready to have next Monday for my bipolar and PTSD and ADHD. I have 3 knockouts there. I got to find out what the root of my trauma is from my childhood, and I want to fight it, and I want to find out what it is. I can deal with it and live a lot more normal life, and you don't have to carry these different, masks when I go in public and places. I can just be myself like I am pretty much tonight. I'm not, pretty much unmasked, and so, but I'm trying to. I wear this mask as a protection. It's like another brick on the wall by Pink Floyd. It's a defense mechanism to protect me because I had a childhood of bullying at an early age, and so that's why I'm getting my hypnotherapy Monday. I'm looking forward to it too.
That's cool.
It's stinky. Yeah, okay. Stinky, yes. I don't think it's stinky. Stinky, sometimes it's like a dream, but it was real, you know. So I tried, you know, that's something that's stinky. I get emotional because, you know, I have my reasons for that, about being emotional. You know, I feel like I'm the reason why he wasn't there when I got out of the institution after they put me in one, for telling him about him and stuff. So anyway, they told me to be quiet. So yeah, but it ain't stinky. I don't think it's something that happened when I was real young, and I think it was like probably 3rd, 4th, 5th grade when it happened. So I'm trying to find out what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get to the bottom of it. And
the doctors are worried that I might not be able to deal with it.
Mind clearing those blocks.
Have you ever heard of the rap classes by Mariana Copeland about rap is wellness recovery action program? And it's like you have these tools you deal with, alternatives to medicine. It's like dealing with symptoms and things of mental illness. Is like you have to you use what is it hold on, I tell you analytical behavior therapy, meditation, different ways you deal with these ailments like mood swings, and you get into a bipolar mania. There's ways you can deal with these things to block them and knock them away, you know. And I've been to classes and each class is 6 to 8 weeks, you know, the classes, and then you have to get certified. Take the certified class, was like 3 weeks to get well, actually it's a week. Go and get certified by the state to be a peer support specialist. I've already took the class, the regular class, and I've got like 9 certificates already. So next thing I'm trying to do is they're trying to get me started. The head of the mental health here where I live, Dr. Lauren Durant, she's real good in our state and this area on the East Coast. She's trying to get me a grant to get, you know, to pay for the $300 for me to get the certification so I could be work for her in mental health. And that'll be like, why I already they already treat me like I'm an employee already, even though I'm a part of the Harris client too, you know. So that'll be cool.
It is cool because, like, if you've been through a lot in your life, why not put all that to work? Like all that stuff you learned, you might as well help other people learn. Right?
Our motto in the PSS program, peer support specialists, and also classroom facilitators. We do like the classroom, like Daniel does moderation. He's like the EC guard, right, Daniel? Well, our motto is a person falls in a hole, right? The cop goes by, throws in a number. The priest goes in, throwing a prayer. Different people walk by, but they don't help them out. You know, help them. Just, you know, give them a number or a prayer or whatever. You know, so there's encouragement. Then the PSS walks by, jumps in the hole with the person. The person says, "What are you doing here?" He said, "The PSS says I've been here before. We can do this together." And what the PSS's job is not to tell the person what to do, but to tell their experience. And that way it can help the person out who's been through a similar experience in the PSS. And you have to be careful not to judge and tell them what to do. You have to just tell them from your experience what you did to deal with the problem, and it helps people, you know. But yeah, right. But I was going to explain about that situation, what that does, you know. So.
That's cool. That's cool.
Wow,
you guys, I have a 500-word paper to write, so I must go. Because it's due at midnight and it's 7. And I haven't started.
You were supposed to start yesterday.
I know, but there was some fun to be had, and I just got away from you. You know?
Oh my God.
Susie, you're medium, right? You're medium, right?
Yeah.
That's what I am also a seer. I just found out my goddaughter is a medium.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
That's cool.
I wouldn't say I was a medium. I would just say that I can communicate with my spirit guides.
Okay, good. Yeah. The spirit.
Yeah.
I want to ask you that. I thought you seem like you and Nikki both seem like y'all have that gift of doing that, you know.
Yeah, actually, Nikki's like works with mine. Like mine works better with hers. Like it's weird.
It's weird. But I can't explain it.
You have people able to see that with other people. It's weird. Like that, you know? Yeah.
I think everybody has it. I think everybody has it, and when it's time for you to hear it, you hear it. When it's not, you know, I just think everybody has it. We all have so many more senses than we think we do. There's more than the senses that we get taught in school. We all have way more senses because we're amazing. You think we're just going to be
but I want to ask you that.
We're amazing.
Cool.
So.
Okay, go do your paper.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
All right, have a good one, Susie.
Good to see you.
Be good.
How are you, Daniel and Nikki?
What's up?
Well, doing pretty good. I had a good day today. Yeah. Yeah, been out all day, out in the fresh air. Yeah. Today went real good. I almost lost track of tonight's podcast. Yeah. When I got back when I got a little bit of Wi-Fi before I got home, I had that festival today. So
the festival.
Yeah, I was gone from. Yeah, I left here by 8:30. Yeah, I left the house here by 8:30 in the morning to go pick Haley and the kids up. Then I had to meet my daughter so she could follow me, and then we got up there. I think by the time we got up there, because it started at 10 o'clock, we got there by 10:30. So, and I think we left there by between 3 and 4, somewhere around there, about 3:30 maybe, give or take. But it worked out pretty good. We all had a real good time being there. Kids got to ride on the ponies, and, go through the pumpkin patch, pick their pumpkins. We even got to pick a few sunflowers and take them home. It was a lot of fun. But, I was actually a little tired, and I was like, oh crap, I got to fire up my laptop to get things going. And I was like, no, I didn't want to cancel. I thought, and I remembered the other podcast we were talking about trying to do. I was like, there was no way we're going to be able to fit that in here. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad we were able to jump on to do this. I kind of wish Sam had some pretty good stuff he was sharing there, and but too bad he kept breaking up. And so, but what about you, Kelly? I know you gave us a lot of information in the past. About sneaking and stuff, but
I'm an artist, right? You know I'm an artist, right? I do collages.
Yeah.
Here's my Bigfoot collage I'm working on. I haven't finished it all yet.
Right.
I finished the images up, but I haven't finished laminating it and putting the borders around the picture. Here it is. Wait a minute. I don't know if you see it real well, but
nice.
When I finish, it's going to be like a forest background. It's all from comic books. Like, that's the image from some guy in South America. Then, of course, you have, that's from a Bigfoot book, a novel. You have Patty up there in the top right corner. And different comic book characters of Bigfoot and Sasquatch, Gorilla Grodd, the Yeti, Gorilla, Gigantic Picture, and then you have the Wendigo at the very bottom left. Yeah, I'm working on that. Yeah, so I'm working on that, and I have a person who wants Mom to put it in the fire station way out there by the lake, because they've been talking about lately about this been some livestock murders, horses getting slaughtered and a cow getting slaughtered down there. Where I go do my Bigfooting and whatever, squashing, looking around and stuff. And they've closed it off for people going down there now to that certain part of the lake. They've closed that part off for some reason, and I think it has something to do, something weird's going on down there. Somebody reported UFOs, some lights in the sky down there like 2 weeks ago. And my friend Eugene that I ride with, he said him and some other guys were down there riding through the country, doing their thing, toking and playing loud music. They like to go, but with floodlights too to see deer and stuff. And they said they seen some strange things that went right over the it almost fell out the sky, but it was right over the car until it was like a cigar shape. And they don't know much about UFOs. They don't care about something like that. These guys like sports and think women and just partying. And they said it looked like a saucer shape. It was orange with different lights on it, and it came apart and looked like little bubbles and went up in the sky. And I was like, wow, in the area where it was, So.
And wait, where was this at?
Over Falls Lake by over, I guess it's the Cheek Road, Redwood Road area of Cheek Road going towards Falls Lake. Way out rural, like I I think it's like probably 15 minutes to 20 minutes from where I stay at now. But it ain't far if you're gonna go to that road to get there quick. But you go to the main roads, it's like probably 40 minutes. But the quick way is 15 minutes into that road. But it's way out in the middle of nowhere from where I live in the city. It's where I told you guys I was
okay. So yeah,
the Bigfoot threw feces on me the other year. I told you all about that. Remember? And I dropped the fish and I ran and I messed on my pants. Yeah, that's the same spot I seen.
Okay, yeah, I do. I think I do recall that.
Yeah, over that way. Yeah, it's Redwood Road, Falls Lake access. Yeah, they've closed that area off. And I asked one of my friends who's a game warden. He won't tell me nothing. He said, "I already know what you into and that stuff." He said, "You ain't get me fired." I said, "Man, I know something weird's going on." He said, "Yeah." He said, "But maybe I can tell you a later time. I can tell you right now what's going on, man. I can't tell you nothing. Just leave it alone." I said, "Okay." So. He usually tells me, I asked him one time, I said, "Is it true about the Bigfoots and stuff, the Sasquatches around?" I just wanted to ask him what he said, and he was like, "There's truth to certain things, that's all I'm going to say." And I'm like, he's smiling and shaking his head and nodding, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so. But they won't say so much because I guess, I don't know why, but he told me not to come around there by myself at night, fishing or anything. He said, if you come with a whole group of people and make sure you have plenty of lights and have your fire. So he said, you don't want to come with 1 or 2 or 3 people. He said, come with a group. I said, okay. He told me he had his reasons for telling me too.
Huh. Yeah. Hey, yeah, Nikki, your sister's asking you a question about.
I know. Carlos. Carlos who? I don't know who she's talking about.
Yeah, something about Carlos saw something at Black Canyon Lake. Do you know anything about any sightings around that area?
Oh, there's sightings
Maybe
all
that
over.
might spark.
There's sightings all the way in Arizona, all the way down from probably Globe all the way up to the White Mountains, Heber, Pine Top, Lakeside, all the way up, and then up into the Mogollon Rim, Payson, Strawberry, all that area. There's sightings, and then up in northern Arizona, closer to the Grand Canyon, there's sightings. So although we had a lot of fires, and I think a lot of them got drove towards New Mexico border.
Right.
And so I don't know now.
Oh, look, here she is. She said she oh my God, my roommate.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Susie, she's having
you
a
never
brain
told
fart.
me that story. I remember one of your
Susie,
little boyfriends
you might have to jump back on here and share that with us.
Woods, though. But anyway. Yeah, at the family reunion, one of her boyfriends.
Kelly. Now look what Harold Denton said about UFO sightings.
Yeah.
This is also in North Carolina.
Yeah, I know where you are. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he said some lady had seen a UFO activity on her dad's old property since she was a young girl.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, my friends invited me back to come live in West Jefferson, so I'll be going there soon. They have a lot of UFOs and Black Mountain lights and up there in the mountains. Black Mountain, they call it famous. Black Mountain is famous for the Black Mountain lights. At night, people get missing their campers and stuff, and they say it's a UFO abduction. I'm not going up there, but it's the side of where I'm moving in West Jefferson. She invited me to come back again and see if I really want to come. I said, yeah, I think I can come this time, and make it independently. So, yeah, I think I might be going up there, but I ain't gonna say for sure like I did last time. But the invitation was given to me, So,
yeah,
it's real. It's more squatchy and Bigfooty up that way than it is here.
Yeah, I've known other people that actually go and exploring in those woods out there too. That the Awari forest? That's part of forest down there in North Carolina, ain't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Squatch Watchers go right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're in the woods tonight.
Yeah, I think they work.
That's where I was before I came here.
Yeah, there's other people. Yeah, there's one guy. He's not on my Facebook no more. I think he is still on Facebook. I used to follow Bobby Woods, if I'm getting the name correct. Bobby Lee used to work that area. He used to do a lot of videos while he was out there. But I don't know where he went. I don't know. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think he's still on Facebook, but I don't know how active he is when it comes to getting out there and exploring. But he's actually found tracks out there. He's actually made a good cast of one or two that he's come across while exploring out there. So, but yeah, those woods out there definitely seem very squatchy. And yeah, like Nikki, I'm pretty sure that Squatch watchers have been in the area. So,
yeah.
Ask me, Daniel. You said.
What's that?
You had something to ask me?
No, I was just I think I covered it. It was about what Harry said about the UFOs out there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I was making also that like I said, I know that area's been pretty squatchy, as far as other people have explored that area. So there's definitely activity out there of various sorts. So
yeah, man.
Well, Jalen, be careful because a lot of these fires are driving these, they're driving them to Montana. They're driving in Wyoming.
A lot of wildlife
they're driving
being
them
pushed around.
Yeah, so be careful. Not just, possible Sasquatch or Bigfoot, but bear and deer and everything else.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. Pat, are you finishing eating your meal that you were eating when you started?
Oh, yeah. I'm not eating.
Oh. No, when you turned the camera off early, I heard you eating. I heard it.
No, that was before we went on air.
I could be doing the same thing, but I know, I'm just joking. But I know if I was to do that, as sloppy as I am, I would have food all over my keyboard. So.
No, if I wanted to eat right now, I would do this.
Oh, you would mute it? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, especially when it's taco.
But I know you're good at
taco soup.
Ah. Yeah, journalist. She said, "Yeah, okay, thanks. I didn't think about that." So
I don't know, man. When I think Montana, I think wide open spaces. Am I wrong?
There is, but there's also a lot of pine up there.
Is there?
Yeah.
I know the Dixie Chicks sang that song. Wide open spaces. Oh, talking about Dixie Chicks, I seen them today.
Well, they're not the Dixie Chicks anymore.
If you look at the pictures I posted.
They're just
I know. These were actually. Yeah, I know. I was talking about these type of chickens I saw that were at the festival today. Somebody had in a cage. Yeah, there was those chickens that look like they don't have feathers. It looks like they have fur, like fluffy fur, but they're chickens.
God.
Well,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
there was like a real bright yellow one, and then a couple small. Huh?
I'm pretty sure that Kelly did a rendition of a Dixie Chick song one night. I mean,
oh yeah. I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, let's forget that, man. That's like me doing that. What was that pretty boy's name back in the 70s? He got on drugs real bad, and his answer died. I did a thing with that with my son. A video that got viral. What was his name? He had a Dutch name or something. He was, God, what was his name? I was made for Leif Garrett. I was made for dancing. I would never do that again, man. Oh,
Leif Garrett.
Oh my God, I loved him.
I was made for dancing, you know, and I was like sitting there. I'm a little more like Bobo with the wig on, you know. Bobo plays some tiny Bigfoot, and I'm like the rock and roll man, about to get high and do some drugs and get high and drunk with my dancer, and we're gonna dance. Okay, I was made for dancing all night long. Yes, you know. I won't never do that again because it was horrible, man. Even though the guy I think himself like Believe Garrity was one of my Facebook people, you know, thought it was funny, but you know, I won't never do that again. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm not aware of any.
Now look, Harold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, started. Oh yes.
No, I was just gonna make mention.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I share. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense about aircrafts. Because I know back in the what was it 50s, way back. I want to say back in the 50s or 60s. You know, they used to do a lot. I'm sure they still do. Various other, you know, government air, you know, facilities, private facilities that probably do a lot of the test runs on new aircrafts. But I think that could be a very good possibility. A lot of what we see, what people see out there. I'm not saying it all. I'm not saying it all is, but I believe some of it definitely could be. Because I mean, we know if we look back, take a look back at history, the government's flown crafts before. For example, what was it? The stealth bomber. They had to confess about that because they had to make emergency landing. You know, so that was one thing. You know, they had to come out about that one because people seeing this triangle-looking aircraft. It was our but
yeah, well,
I don't know. They are. I mean, I think it would be. I know they got to keep it. Yeah, I'm just saying. I think if they are, I can understand that they need to keep things hush hush because of other foreign countries and whatever. But it would be new more out of government than what's. I mean,
well, we test new aircraft.
Who knows? We probably have Transformers now. Yeah.
We test new aircraft at a place called Nellis Air Force Range, which is in Nevada. It's very extremely secluded, otherwise known as Area 51, which is just a one little area of Nellis Air Force Range. That's where secret military craft are tested. Not in North Carolina. That's not something we do in North Carolina. No.
None of us is probably where no Silas. That's right, Silas. Maybe that's an idea. I got a question. You guys ever pondered certain science fiction things that were real popular during a certain time period, like for instance Star Trek, Star Wars, Flash Gordon, all these Planet of the Apes, even all these. It's not just the aliens in the world, but the technologies of these things back in the old days, the 60s and the 70s, but especially the 60s with Star Trek. I mean, it seems like all these, it seems like a lot of that technology is what they use now, and who would have thought Orville and Wilbur, the Wright brothers would have started flight, what was it, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, however long it was, in that short amount of time, Now you have things ships going in outer space, and satellites, and just that short time of frame, and I've always wondered about that, man,
I don't know. I think the progression is normal.
Then you had the Philadelphia experiment, with time travel. You wrote the Philadelphia experiment, right?
Yeah, Philadelphia experiment. And that now you're getting way out there with time travel, but
you know what I'm saying? But that stuff, all of a sudden it's like within 100, 200 years, all this stuff is like, like it's brand new, I mean, the human mind hasn't been that expounded and exponential explored yet for me to be able to, unless people have seen and been and done, with these cryptids and stuff,
I think it's a natural progression of like modern Western civilization. It's just innovation on top of innovation in a free market society that allows that kind of innovation that never existed before, really, in humanity, which was very controlled, and so until we developed as a society the concept of free, independent, movement that's not under control of a monarchy or oppressive regime, that's when innovation really was allowed to take off. And I don't see anything. I mean, look, it was actually Nazi technology. The Nazis developed like stable rocket technology that could, go in stratospheric. And from there, that progressed to what we have today as far as going into space. And it took 120 years to go from the Wright brothers to the F-35, stealth fighter. I mean,
what about the food of the gods? Where they looked in the Mayan temple that was thousands and thousands of years old, and it was like a gold image, bronze image of something little, exactly like a jet, airplane. I mean, or a fighter, jet. I mean, this thing is supposed to be in a Mayan pyramid in the middle of South America. That's like, so old, and then you have the old Bhagavad Gita Indian religion or belief where they all had space cycles, and they had these ships they flew around in, and when the head of the Hindu gods fought the holy war against the demons, they were all in spaceships. I mean, it's like it had to be before, like the ancient belief in Atlantis and Lemuria and Mu, the Pangaea, the sunken continents. Have you ever delved into stuff like that?
Not me.
And like Food of the Gods is in 1971, 72 book, where the guy, they were showing like these things found in these, even in the Egyptian pyramid, that looked like spaceships. I mean, not spaceships, but fighter planes, and I'm like, wow, and this stuff was thousands of years ago before Christ and Buddha and what's his name, Muhammad, and all these characters, religious, spiritual characters, faith people. Who's to say, it was before too, as well. My belief is the earth is an old, like, Garden of Eden. And I'm sure around here everybody talks about more or less reptilians and ghosts than they do Bigfoot or anything else. And I believe that if there are reptilians, that they were probably the original things here, I believe that this whole world was a big vast experiment, I really do. A zoo of sorts. I really think that, man. I really think that.
Maybe it's a simulation. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
But
I got it.
You're getting into deep philosophical shit. Yeah.
I just came across an image on Facebook. It was shared. It was shared in a Minnesota Bigfoot group. It's kind of dark, but you can kind of see like a face image. I'm gonna put it up here. I don't know. I thought it was kind of bizarre. I don't know what to think of it. It doesn't look real, but this is the screen. I did a screenshot of it, and here it is right here.
Oh God.
Yeah, it says here is an interesting still from a video I found yesterday. I'm told it could be a Type 4. That looks. I don't know what to even think about that. That's kind of.
Well, where's the video?
It looks like a monkey, but they altered the face.
Yeah, it's just.
They altered the face. Just around the eyes and the mouth got changed.
Yeah.
It's BS. It's just BS, dude. Like, okay.
Yeah, I just thought I'd share that.
Yeah.
It is something I haven't seen before. So
my first question is, why are you posting a screenshot of the video instead of the video?
Right.
Like,
and giving us timestamp where he found that at.
Yeah. So I mean, I would say immediately just like dismissive of that, and it looked funny. I mean, it just didn't. It doesn't even look like anything that people describe. You know, just like it looked like a freaking monkey on meth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to see if I can find something else to pop up there, but
shoot, my doodle right now looks more of a Sasquatch than that did.
Hey, there you go. Oh, I was putting it up there. I took too long.
Oh. It's okay.
See that face? Howler monkey.
That's what it looks like right there. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All it takes is a little bit of manipulation.
I wish I knew how to do that, man. I would like to do some of my collages like that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that Photoshopping or whatever, except when you glue somebody's face on the picture, and you can tell. I can tell most of the time when it's homemade. I've never been able to do something like that, you know. So I just draw by hand, or set the picture out.
Huh.
Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, there was something else I was looking for, and I guess it's not on this one. I thought I had it uploaded from yesterday. I guess not. Okay, yeah, I was gonna try to share something else, but it's on the other platform, on the other one. Talking about that track that I made mention of, I shared yesterday, the one of the firefighter's foot, where everybody's claiming it's a bit. Yeah, when everybody's claiming it was a Bigfoot track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was clearly and obvious a double-step bear track. Yeah.
That's a good question for Kelly. Like, Kelly.
Yes.
Did Stinky ever leave like obvious footprints?
Sometimes. Always walk like on branches and stuff, those sticks, or I guess he would do them all fours too, but he would do mostly pine stalls in the woods around there, and anywhere there's limbs, in a crossing, they use those too, because he would do it. He would go, for some reason, he didn't like leaving prints unless it was, after it rained or something, or it was a muddy area. So.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if, like, in the environment in the junkyard where you'd be hanging out with him.
It was mostly like it would have been scribbled. The dirt was always scribbled. We took a stick and it was scribbled in the dirt. He always did that. I never could tell. I never really looked, I don't remember seeing any footprints around there, except by the railroad tracks. I remember seeing them, but as far as around the junkyard, no, it was always the dirt was always messed with,
Right. Okay.
I haven't seen anything, but there's this another video out there, and it's so fake. It's one of those suits, and you can clearly see it's a suit. Dang it, I just had it and now I lost it. Matter of fact, it's that one suit with the big long head. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Because when it moves moves real like stiff like this.
Yeah, there's the ones where the arms are hanging down. It's like got the real long arms on it.
The arms are super, super long, and it's like it has whoever's in it that has no range of motion at all. So it's just like he's walking.
That's the same suit they used the fake footage from this one guy. He was a supposedly Bigfoot researcher. Cliff Barackman actually made a post about that, how they were using the hoax it was a film crew that put a guy in the suit, and the guy was already out in the woods, and they were in an area. It started off, the first clipping was, it showed the guy behind some brush walking through. And they were doing it to mess with the property owner, who had claims have had activity on his property. So yeah, they were actually messing with the guy. They actually went out with the guy to go, the guy, they had the guy go out and show him the area. And I don't know what ever become of that, but I did see the whole video footage. They even showed the film crew getting everything together, I don't know. It was like this film crew had this planned. I don't know. But yeah, they were messing with the property owner, because the property owner was a firm believer in Bigfoot, and been studying activity and studying Bigfoot activity on his property. And I thought it was kind of messed up that they did that. So, all right,
it's so retarded. I sent it to you. I found it.
Yeah, it hasn't uploaded yet.
If you guys get a chance, check this book out right here. This is the book I'm telling you about. They won't put the gods. Chariots of the Gods by Eric von Daniken. It's a real good book. I've had it several times, and that's the book I was telling you about, the airplane that was made. I'm going to try to find the picture of it. The picture from that book where I had the book recently, and it's just getting thrown away when I moved here by accident, of course. I hate people throwing away my stuff when they move my stuff. But anyway, I'm going to find the image of the airplane. It's like that thousands of years old, but I'll show it to you. And if I can find it up here from the book, and it looks like a B-57 or whatever airplane, and it's supposed to be from an Aztec Mayan temple, That's weird to me, man. I mean, who would have thought thousands of years ago to make something look like an airplane when there were no airplanes in back then, per se. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, Nikki. Yeah, this one here. This is a different one.
It's a different one.
Saw, but this, yeah.
Oh, it's retarded.
Yeah, this is yeah. Let me see if I can go back and start from the beginning. I'm gonna try to. It would be a lot of work to try to pull it up.
Oh well, just put it on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Show it off of your phone.
Let me turn my camera on here. Oh, you know what? It might not work properly because of my green screen's interfering with it.
No,
Let me turn my green screen off for a second. You sure?
I could see it.
Well, yeah, it was coming right through your phone, dude. Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it was coming.
Your green screen's totally.
Yeah, never mind.
Totally.
Yeah, that's right. Let me turn my green screen off. Hold on, give me a second. All right.
Is this the one you were looking? Well, I'm going to send to you, Kelly. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, wow.
All right, here it is right here.
Behind the tree. Was it a paper? Oh, look.
Oops.
Behind the tree.
It shows a really good image of it in a minute.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see it. Oh, man.
But yeah, you have to see it like on your own device, dude. It's BS. It's not even close to real. That's somebody trolling the Bigfoot world.
Oh,
that is.
Yeah.
Yes.
They gotta be a tall person, then. Let me see. Hold on.
It doesn't even look that tall.
Yeah, they need tall. Yeah, I can tell now about the trees.
It's it's just a troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the width of the shoulders and the. I'm trying to see a good look at the body measurements. I can see it.
They're going out there looking for it. Like, no one would do that.
I don't know. I would. I don't know. Depends.
You might. I mean, just because of your experience, but yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely that fake suit.
That's a person. That's
Those guys are just chill.
They're in the
yeah,
suit,
look, the guy sitting there. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a person. That's not an animal, a creature. No, that's not them. No.
Yeah, that's BS.
Yeah, like look at all the people just chilling.
And then whenever moving, you see the body part. You know, like the suit part. You know when it has the air in it when you move. You see the air. You know, well, you have to look at the body part when it's moving, and the back end when it comes past the tree, you see it. It fluffs out. You know, you tell it's a suit.
Yeah, that's definitely a joke.
Here's the plane I was gonna show you guys of that's like 1,000 years old. Hold on, let's see. Here we go. You can see it. And a Mayan temple, 2,000 years old. Is that a little airplane to you? It's from the book Chariots of the Gods.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be in the museum, I think, in BC or something. But that's what it is. See.
Huh. Yeah, interesting.
That's what I'll show you guys. That's what I do in my spare time. I look at all these different venues and connections that could be connected. Everything's usually connected anyway. So I was trying to look for a connection or see if there's any distinct similarities with different things. Any intertwining stuff. But you can tell that was a gorilla suit, man.
Yeah, it's
I don't feel very better, So.
I'll show you exactly what kind of suit that was because it's the same one that was used in another hoax.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, dude, people love to troll the Bigfoot world. So a lot of that stuff comes just from people like messing with Bigfooters,
Yeah.
Because I mean, whatever, for attention, it gets views. They think it's funny to play a prank on the Bigfoot world, and it's not hard to do, It's just not hard to do.
But nobody believes anything they say, though. Anything they have to say is a lie,
Yeah, people are too hungry for new footage or whatever, right?
If you go in there and not looking for it, you're gonna see it. If you don't go looking for it, most of the time you ain't gonna see it. That's my best time I've ever seen anything or heard anything, or even with Stinky, it wasn't planned to go and look for a giant ape man, or
right.
It was always just like when I went there fishing. I told y'all last time I went fishing up the lake.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No.
That was like the one they have at the novelty store. They have one like that novelty store that they say everybody uses it. I've seen it. I went to check on see what they had in Bigfoot, and that was one like that. You see that in a lot of videos too, where it's walking like that,
Yeah.
Looking down, same suit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I find it with the guy here. It's like and they even made a movie with the guy with the suit on, same similar suit, where it's like part of it don't have any hair on it. It's looking down. I think it was a movie I watched the other night about Bigfoot's going. No, that was actually werewolves. I think a howl. They used a suit similar to that. It looked like the Bigfoot suit, where it's like it ain't really fur covered in his face. It looks like he's bald or something. I've seen that same we have right there at the head. There it is.
This is another one that's used in. They've used the same costume right here, and that's been captured on.
Turkey.
Yeah, they use this one on trail cam footage. Yeah, but that's another one that's very famous, and people fall for this one too.
It's $129 at Novelty World. Party World. Yeah, Party World is. I seen it. It's $129. Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look.
Yeah, this one here is the price.
I don't. Yeah.
It's $100 for this one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
doesn't even look like a Bigfoot. Looks more like Dracula, vampire than Dracula. The werewolf. What is it? Bram Stoker's Dracula movie with Gary Oldman. You know, he turns into a bat creature. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Which is the suit you have for your convention?
Tell you what, hold on. Let me see. I saw it on here too. Hold on here.
Are you hoaxing people at your convention?
Yeah, this is a suit that we have. The guys from South Carolina. Yeah, the guys from South Carolina use these same ones for their display when they walk around. So, yeah.
Is it the Jack Links one?
It's supposed to be. I don't know if it's considered Jack Links. Yeah, it is. It says Jack Links right there on the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like it.
The sausage. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Who's gonna wear it next year? Kelly? Kelly,
I won't never wear a ghillie suit, man. I'm allergic to that. I'm allergic to suits, stuff like that. I had a Chewbacca suit. I used to go to the kids' hospital when kids had cancer, and being like I am, almost 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. I was dressed in the Darth Vader costume. Then I tried to be Chewbacca one time, but that material, irritates my skin, and I can't use perfume, soap, and cologne. I can't use wool and certain materials. I can't use because it messes my skin up. I have a skin condition where I break out, so I will never put on a ghillie suit, man. Yeah.
Well, at our first Bigfoot event, we had this young kid that agreed to wear the costume, and I tell you what, he wasn't even in it for about a half hour. He was like suffocating in that thing because I mean it was warm in there because he was so hot and sweating so bad. The costume on the outside was getting wet.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, that's how bad this. Yeah, and he was a young kid. He was, he wasn't. I don't. He was a young kid. He was tall. I think my daughter had gone to school with him, and so yeah, he agreed to do it. But so I don't know. But yeah, he had to come out of it after at least a half hour, and then he had to take a break. Then he came back. Then he put it back on for. But yeah, it was something else. So
I wonder how Sasquatch wears his suit all that time he plays.
Well, what it is, the hands he has are. If you look at the fingers of the costume,
yeah,
he has them actually cut out to where he's using his actual hands for the saxophone, and he has the saxophone. He has the costume set up to where the saxophone, the mouthpiece goes through the costume of the face mask, where he's actually using his own lips. So
yeah, but he wears that costume.
He only. Yeah, he only does it for like when he was agreeing to come up to do it for our event. Yeah, he said he only does about an hour long, no more than an hour. So yeah. So about 45 minutes to an hour is his time where he performs. So yeah, because I'm sure at other events, I'm sure it's got to be around the same time because he does a lot of outdoor videos. He does a lot of he actually performs at a lot of clubs as that in that suit.
Yeah.
He actually travels. He goes outside the country, travels to England and other places to perform. So yeah. But yeah, he seems pretty cool. We hope that hopefully he'll be able to continue and join us in 2021. So yeah, because I think he will help draw in a crowd as well. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, guys, here it is. We're hitting a 2-hour mark, and I want to go ahead and close us out. So I thought nightly round the panel talk, last minute words. Kelly, I'll go ahead and start with you. Before we jump off here, you have anything you want to throw out there or share with everybody?
Look at my
before we go.
My YouTube channel is Soul Man Sasquatch, and it's four words. The Soul Man Sasquatch with 3 U's and 3 A's. And also, I got this little child goes in here that comes in here, a little spirit. People be aware of mirrors. Mirrors are doorways to all different realities and dimensions. I truly believe that. And I have a ghost in here. I'm entertaining that little boy. He likes to play and hide it. Only way I can see him, I look in the window. I look straight at the bathroom door. I don't see him. I look in the window, my bedroom window where the bathroom door is. He's sitting there right there. You know, so there's weird things that I deal with in my life. But everyone have a wonderful. I'll try to see you guys again next time, and I'll be looking for all y'all videos and remember to go fishing. Enjoy the lakes and rivers because the fish are biting. I went fishing last week and caught 25 catfish. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Hey, watch out for mirrors.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. Y'all can find me
awesome.
at Bigfoot Weekly Facebook group. You're welcome to join. And also be sure if you like to shop the Etsy stores. My sister, who was just on here a little while ago, Suzanne, has her own Mystic Healings 333 Etsy store. And she has a lot of jewelry, handmade jewelry. They make all kinds of wall hangings and necklaces. And she even does, what are those? Now I can't think of the little terrarium things.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool.
Did you do the green stones? Did you sell those?
What's that?
The green emeralds you use when you get a soul cleansing?
She might have those. I don't know what. She has a lot of crystals and a lot of rocks and yeah. She has a lot of that stuff. You'll have to check out her site.
I definitely will.
333.
Okay, cool. And Pat, how about it?
Well, interesting discussion tonight. We're kind of all over the map, which is fine.
Yeah.
Discussion is good. So yeah, man, please everybody come join the Squawk Talk group. Feel free to post your podcast there or your favorite podcast. We're a very podcast friendly site. And yeah, that's about it, man. Good discussion. Hopefully we'll find one next week.
We shall see.
Yes, indeed. And let me see. Yeah, anybody, if you have any topics that you would like discussed, message me, Pat, Nikki, directly. Give us send us a message. Let us know if there's certain topics. If you have questions you want to address for future shows or for the roundtables or open discussions, please do not hesitate to send us a message. And tune in every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there's a guest involved, I usually try to schedule and make that announcement 3 days to a week in advance, if all possible. And then usually on Saturday nights, we normally do our other podcast, which we didn't do tonight. I was out all day and scheduling did not permit that. So, and if you're not subscribed to Bigfoot Zone ECBRO, please do so. So meanwhile, we hope to see you guys with us next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And feel free to share the live